Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to Temple Emeth in Teaneck, New Jersey. You are watching the live stream of our Shabbat family service, which we do every month on the first Friday of the month. So welcome to the Rabbi Louis J. Siegel Sanctuary here at Temple Emeth, and I encourage you to take advantage of the comment section to wish your fellow worshipers Shabbat Shalom, perhaps check in with your location or another Shabbat greeting as we begin our time worshiping together. This evening, because it's a family service, we will be using Mishkan Tefillah for Youth. So if you have a copy of Mishkan Tefillah for Youth in your home, but not near your computer, go ahead and take a moment right now to get the prayer book. It will be a much more meaningful service if you have the prayer book with you. This is our annual Camp Harlem Shabbat. Camp Harlem is a camp of the URJ, the Union for Reform Judaism in Pennsylvania. And we're going to be hearing more about Camp Harlem later in our service. We will welcome Corey Miller of the Camp Harlem staff, and we'll be able to see a Camp Harlem video before our live stream concludes. Cantor Tillum has the evening off tonight. And so it's perfect timing because it's my pleasure to welcome to the Bima Adam Cohane. Adam is well known as a song leader for our young people in our religious school, but he also has experience as a camp song leader at another URJ camp, Eisner Camp in Massachusetts. And Adam has prepared several camp melodies for us to sing together this evening as part of our family service. Some of them are Camp Harlem melodies that he learned for this occasion. Some of them are Camp Eisner melodies, and some of them are melodies that are known throughout the Jewish camping world. So the last thing I'll say before we begin our service and Camp Harlem Shabbat is if you have spent time at any Jewish camp, you can enter in the comments section what Jewish camp you attended, the years that you attended, maybe where that camp is, or a fond memory you have of Jewish camping as we begin our service together. We begin now as we turn to page 8 in Mishkan Tefillah for Youth. We turn to page 8 and we join together in an opening song. Please join us as we sing Hine Ma Tov.
Hine Ma Tov. אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד Behold how good it is that we can be happily together.
Our service continues now with the lighting of our Shabbat candles, which is found in Mishkan Tefillah for Youth on page 4. To lead us in our candle blessing this evening, we call upon Emma Foyer, who is a camper at Camp Harlem, and her mother, Danielle Foyer, and they've both come to our Camp Harlem service wearing their Camp Harlem swag. We continue on page 4, but first with an introductory reading.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Supposed to do that. Okay. It's okay. You ready? No, I'm not ready. God. It's in my face. It's alright, go over there. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Our service continues now in your Siddur on page 22. Page 22 is the call to prayer, also known as the Baruch Hu. It is the prayer that shows that we are ready to pray. Please rise for the Baruch Hu.
Baruch et Adonai Hamevorach.
At this time in every evening service, we pay honor to God's power of creation as evening descends upon us. And we note in the traditional prayer, Ma'ariv Aravim, about how light rolls into darkness and darkness rolls again into light. This prayer, the Ma'ariv Aravim, is the inspiration for a camp song called Roll Into Dark, and we invite you to sing together with us the words found on your screen.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Orei yom v'layla, kolel or mipnei choshech, kolel or mipnei choshech,
We turn in Mishkan Tefillah for youth to pages 34 and 35. They are yellow pages with a large blue shin, and across the top of the pages we find the Shema. Please join us in the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beineinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha Leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kidoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hiot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. We turn now to page 38, where we find Mi Chamocha. As you probably know, Hanukkah begins in less than a week. The first candle is Thursday evening, and there is a hidden message of Hanukkah in Mi Chamocha, because if you look at the first letter of the first four words, Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai, you will see Mem Chaf Bet Yud. And if you take the first letter of those first four words, Mem, Kaf, Bet, Yud, you get the word Maccabee. Because the Maccabees certainly were inspired by the wondrous power that God showed as our ancestors crossed through the Red Sea. And now, to celebrate God's miraculous power and to prepare us for Hanukkah, we join together in singing Mi Chamocha.
Eli, Anu, Ve'anu,
On page 42 of Mishkan Tefillah for Youth, we find the Hashkivenu prayer. Hashkivenu is a prayer that asks for God's special protection at nighttime. And at Camp Harlem, it is most commonly sung at the end of the day in a ceremony called, or a ritual known as Siyom Liyom, the conclusion of the day. But we find it here in our Shabbat service for the same reason, that as day nears its end, as it is dark outside, we ask God for God's special protection at nighttime. And so we'll sing this song in two ways. The Hebrew words are found on page 42, and an English interpretation, which is very popular at Camp Harlem, will follow the Hebrew, and you'll see those words on your screen when we get to that part of the song. We join together now in Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu v'shalom, v'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu v'chayim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us daily wrong from right, O Adonai. Amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen.
We celebrate Shabbat and the rest that comes with Shabbat by singing Vishamru. Vishamru is found in your Siddur on page 44.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael, Vishamru b'nei Yisrael, et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם ברית עולם vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael, Vishamru b'nei Yisrael, et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם ברית עולם vishamru. ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. שמרו בני ישראל ושמעו בני ישראל, ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, ותורתם ברית עולם, ושמעו.
Our service continues now with the tefillah, which is found in your Siddur beginning on page 98. Please rise for the tefillah.
Yai lai 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 lai, 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 yai lai 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 lai. Adonai, שפתי תפתח, ופי יגיד תחילתך. אדוני, שפתי תפתח, ופי יגיד תהילתך. יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'Nehem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer, Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah. We read together on page 103. O God, as we remember all you do, we make this promise to try to be like you. We will work to raise up those who fall, heal those who are sick, free those who are in need. As your partners, we will support the poor, feed the hungry, house the homeless, befriend the lonely, and give hope to all people. We will be caring Jews. As you have helped us live better lives, we shall help others. We praise you, O God, who gives meaning to our lives. Baruch atah Adonai, Michayeh HaKol. We turn the page and read together. What is holiness? Reb Nachman taught that we reach out in three directions: up to God, out to other people, and into our own hearts. The secret is that all three directions are truly the same. When I reach out to another person, I find myself and God. When I find God, I find others and the true me. When I find myself, I reach God and other people. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. We turn now to page 114 in our Siddur, as we find a prayer for peace. We read together. Grant true and lasting peace to your people Israel, for you are the ruler and source of all peace. May it please you to bless your people Israel with peace always, at every moment, and in every hour. Baruch atah Adonai hamivarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. We take a moment now for Tfilat Halev, the opportunity to offer to God the prayer of our hearts. It's a chance to reflect on the week that has passed and to express hopes for this Shabbat and the week that is to come. Inspirational readings are found on pages 116 and 117.
Say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu. Say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu. Say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Say shalom bimromav, ya'aseh shalom Aleinu. Say shalom bimromav, ya'aseh shalom. Say shalom bimromav, ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Say shalom bimromav, ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Say shalom bimromav, ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Say shalom bimromav, ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Our thoughts turn now to those in need of healing as we turn in our Siddur to page 125 and we find the Mishaberach. If you are thinking of someone in need of healing, I invite you to offer prayer in your heart, in your home, or also by entering their name in the comments section of the live stream platform you're watching. As our hearts go out to all who are ill, as our prayers seek to offer them refuah shlema, a complete healing, we turn now to page 125 and we join together in singing the Mishaberach.
strength, who blessed the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mikor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
At this time, it is my pleasure to offer a blessing for all those who celebrate a birthday in the month of December. And so if you celebrate a birthday in the month of December, I'm going to ask you to rise wherever it is you're watching us from, not from in the car though, that would be difficult. And I'm going to open the ark and offer all of our December birthday celebrants a happy birthday and a birthday blessing. Please rise. Well, here in front of the open ark, I offer you a blessing as you begin a new year of your life. May this next year of your life be one of health, one of happiness, one where the goals and dreams that you have set for yourself begin to come true. And may it be one where you feel lots of presents. Yes, both presents, TS at the end, those presents that people give you. And I hope that if your birthday falls during Hanukkah, you get both a Hanukkah gift and a birthday present on that night. But also, may this be a time where you celebrate presents, spelled with a CE at the end, the presence of loving friends and family, and may you feel the presence of God. And so, at this occasion, we offer this blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God's light shine down upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's Spirit lift you up, and may God give you shalom, the gift of peace, now and always. And let us say, Amen. And it is tradition to give all of our birthday people a lollipop. Emma Foyer, who you saw earlier, is going to accept the birthday lollipop on behalf of everyone with a December birthday. And we now turn to Adam to lead us first in Hebrew and then in English.
Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear everyone, happy birthday to you.
Please be seated. As I mentioned earlier in our service, this evening is Camp Harlem Shabbat at Temple Emeth, and you've had the chance to hear a number of Camp Harlem melodies and hear a little bit about some of the camp's traditions. I have a special connection to Camp Harlem because it is where my daughter Talia has gone since she was, I guess, about 9 years old every summer, and I've had the honor of spending 2 weeks there on faculty for the last 5 years. But of course, 2020 with the coronavirus pandemic was a bad year for Jewish camping, as it was a bad year for so much of the things that we love. And all of the URJ's camps closed in 2020 because the Union for Reform Judaism made a values-based decision that it was important to preserve health and life, and they just couldn't do that in the way that they would want to by having camp. And so Camp Harlem is preparing a grand reopening for 2021. Enrollment is already open. And to celebrate Camp Harlem, our connection with Camp Harlem, and to hear what will be going on in the coming year, it is my pleasure to introduce Corey Miller, who is the Camper Care and Enrollment Manager at Camp Harlem. Corey excitedly joined the year-round Harlem team after 2 summers in Harlem's Camper Care Department. Corey was never a camper, but quickly became passionate about all that Camp Harlem offered and easily recognized Harlem as a place where all kids could feel supported and everyone felt welcome. Corey grew up here in northern New Jersey and then attended Dickinson College. She received a master's degree in social work from the University of Pennsylvania and has resided in Pennsylvania since 1995. Corey manages Harlem's Camper Care Department on a year-round basis, maintaining oversight of our team that works directly with campers, staff, and families. In addition, Corey is the point person for our families when it comes to enrollment at Camp Harlem. And so it is my pleasure at this time to turn on Corey's camera and invite Corey to tell us a little bit about Camp Harlem.
Hi there. Thank you. Rabbi, I didn't realize you were going to read my bio there, but thank you for introducing me. I'm really happy to be here. I've never seen Rabbi Serbu in a suit. You know, we typically sit next to each other for meals in our Hadar Ohel, but I was instantly drawn to him for 2 reasons. One was just because of his kindness and the way he welcomed me and one of my first summers there, but also because my parents grew up in Teaneck. They met in Teaneck. My dad was a football star in Teaneck and the first athlete of the week in the record, I think in 1956. They went on many dates at Bischoff's. And it just always, I feel very connected, you know, to the synagogue and to Rabbi Serbu, I think because of that. So I know after the service, I'm going to have the opportunity to share a video that shows a camper perspective of Camp Harlem. But now during the service, I just wanted to share a little bit about my perspective on camp. I don't typically do, you know, congregational or synagogue visits in this way, but I, particularly during the pandemic, really feel sort of passionate about talking about the importance of camp and the impact it can have on kids. So I'm happy to join you all tonight. I did not go to camp. I never experienced camp relationships, you know, to forever bond me with bunkmates. Maybe some of you have. I know Emma has, Emma with her beautiful voice that we heard earlier, but maybe others that are joining us have not. But I did take a job, as Rabbi Serbu explained in my bio. It was almost on a dare as a camp social worker at Camp Harlem, just for 3.5 weeks in the summer of 2012. And that experience really changed not only the trajectory of my life and that of my children, but it also gave me the opportunity to experience firsthand the power and the importance of children being part of communities where they felt welcomed and valued. And at Harlem, that sentence is truly the definition of the open and safe space we're trying to create, a place for children to feel welcomed and valued. So camp is a place with no technology. That alone is a great gift. It's a place where kids disconnect so that they can connect to others, a place where they're seen and heard. And many kids are lucky and they feel this at home. They feel it at school, in their synagogues. And camp becomes just one more place for this good fortune. But for others, that connection doesn't come as easily at home. And camp becomes that place. And I hear this over and over again when I talk to parents, when I talk with campers, when I talk with our campers when they become staff members. And I also get to see it. I see kids who struggled emotionally or behaviorally or socially in other settings come to camp and thrive. And camp, and I have seen this time and time again for so many children, often becomes that place where they feel safe and comfortable and the person they want to be. And kids often say it's where they're the best versions of themselves. You'll hear similar sentiments in the camp video that I know you'll be hearing at the conclusion of services. But switching gears for a moment, speaking a little bit more generally, in life, we usually only know but a small part of someone's story. That's often a very tough thing to reconcile. It's hard to wrestle with realizing that we sometimes only know a small piece about one another. And that is because we're each in charge of our own stories. They're ours to tell. And for kids in particular, especially with the focus on technology and devices, which sometimes are conduits for their stories, but more often aren't vehicles for real accurate portrayals of who kids really are. So kids don't as readily share their stories. It's a tough environment that our kids are a part of, even outside of the global pandemic, which has impacted the emotional wellness of so many kids. But stories are our connectors. They build connection. And camp is a place where kids tell their stories with greater ease. It's a place where they disconnect so that they can connect. This happens with ease at camp. And it's why, even though, like I said, I'm not a camp person, I didn't go to camp, I never lived for camp, I didn't desire to send my kids to camp. It's really what I learned in my first few days as an adult at camp, seeing the ease and speed at which these connections were built between campers and counselors, between so many people at camp. It's really the reason why, as a person extremely passionate about mental health, I really truly see camp communities as these spaces and a gift that we can give to so many children. A place where kids can have the opportunity to be the best versions of themselves, to create connections, and to carry them through their lives. So this is obviously important, giving children a space where they can connect with ease. It's especially important considering that we know that people who feel connected can get through challenging life circumstances. So the idea of knowing we can try to provide spaces of connecting kids is something I, definitely feel passionate about, for kids to have that place where they interact with rabbis, with cantors, with religious school educators outside of congregation walls. They stand at a salad bar next to a rabbi in a t-shirt, or they small talk with a cantor while playing Gaga. It's truly priceless. Jewish values are gently infused into everything we do at camp, and kids develop a Jewish identity without even realizing it. And that carries them up and through their lives. It's a beautiful thing to witness, if you have the opportunity. At Harlem in particular, we strive to provide this fun, warm, welcoming, safe, supportive environment for all kids. And we know that for some kids, that's easier than others, and some kids need more support than others to thrive. And we're committed to figuring that out. Our hope is, of course, for kids to naturally feel this at home and in their communities, and know that camp can often double the impact so that kids can have this space at camp as well. And for those that don't have that connection, to know that camp could be a place where they can get it and where they can thrive. And not just during the summer, but often it's what they can gain at camp and can help them to thrive and sustain them through the remaining 10 or 11 months of the year. So camp isn't for everyone. I certainly would never have taken another person vouching for its power before I saw it firsthand. And I truly hope that my words tonight come across more as a hope for you and your families, and for the children in your lives to have people and places to tell their stories, to feel seen and heard, and to have the resilience and strength to not only make it through this challenging time in our world, but to thrive beyond it. And I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Corey, for those words about Camp Harlem and how camp works so hard to help each camper thrive. We are going to bring Corey back at the end of our service to introduce a short video. But between now and then, we will offer the concluding prayers of our service. And so I invite you at this time to turn in Mishkan Tefillah for Youth to page 130. Page 130 as we continue our service with the Aleinu. Please rise for the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad.
As we prepare for Mourner's Kaddish, we turn in our prayer book to page 132. As our service ends, we think about people whose lives have ended. Some of them we knew and they were very special to us. We loved them and we missed them very much. Others we did not know, but we honored them as well. This Shabbat, we remember those for whom we are in the Shloshim 30-day period of mourning. Helene Farber, cousin of Gary Friedland. Harry Filowitz, a Temple member and husband of Wendy Filowitz. Robert Binder, brother-in-law of Terry Binder. Tony Lucanto, son-in-law of Abby and Andy Schlechtman. Michael Sirota, uncle of Meredith Alvaro Gebhardt. James King, remembered by Ida Jean Fisher. George Wittershine, brother of June Wittershine Cohen. Davida Zellau, aunt of Sandy Zellau and sister-in-law of Anita Zellau. Dolores Rabin, mother of Marla Levine, and Lee Rothenberg, a member of Temple Emeth. We remember as well those whose yahrzeits occurred this week. Rabbi Irving Baumel, Harry Bloom, Harold Chellimer, Edith Dubno, Stuart Feder, Esther Furziger, Roberta Friedman, Rebecca Fuchs, Dorothy Gerwitt, Charles Jean Hirsch, Eugene Hort, Myra Klausner, Irene Krigsman, Norman Landau, Abraham Levy, Cecilia Mendelson, Sid Miller, Pearl Ostrow, Heyman Plager, Belle Price, Sylvia Rager, Joseph Ross, Jeanette Schlechtman, Sid Shanna, Doris Seiner, Arthur Singer, Simon Trachtenberg, Bruce Tucker, Francis Weber, Andrew Will, Edith Weinberg, Saul Zark, and Clara Zeitlin. And we remember the names of 6 of the 6 million who perished in the Holocaust. Isaac Mas of Poland, age 42, Liput Taub of Hungary, age 57, Nachman Fein of the Soviet Union, age 61, Harna Fein of the Soviet Union, age 33, Enda Rosenberg of the Soviet Union, age 32, and Era Reijik of the Soviet Union, age 27. We remember them all. We take them into our hearts with our own as we turn now to page 134, and we join together in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman karib v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivorach leolam ulalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei kudsha b'rechu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, Amen. Please be seated. It is my pleasure at this time to call upon Alan Winters, a member of our Board of Trustees, to offer Shabbat greetings and announcements. Alan.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome to Temple Emeth's streaming Shabbat service. Welcome to our guest speaker, Corey Miller from Camp Harlem, and thank you to Adam Cohane for serving as our song leader this evening. Next Friday, in honor of Hanukkah, our Shabbat service will be on Zoom at 5:45 p.m. We will celebrate Kabbalat Shabbat together and honor our new temple members. This Sunday at 2:00 p.m., all temple dog owners and dog lovers are invited to the Phelps Park Dog Run in Teaneck to schmooze while our dogs play together. Metered parking is available next to the tennis courts across from Fairleigh Dickinson University.
I'm gonna bring my dog Sparky.
Join your fellow temple members for a Hanukkah candlelighting ceremony led by Rabbi Serbiu and Cantor Tillam in our parking lot on the fourth night of Hanukkah, Sunday, December 13th at 4:00 p.m. As would normally be our tradition at the Hanukkah dinner, all temple members are invited to bring a Hanukkah from home and light their candles on a long table in front of the temple building. Songs, treats, and fun for all. Thank you to the volunteers in the live stream control booth this Shabbat. Meredith Alvaro Gephardt, Allegra Alvaro, and Cameron Alvaro are at the controls tonight, as well as at tomorrow morning service at 11:00 a.m. Please note that because of the pandemic, our building remains closed to the general public. We ask our members to use mail, email, or phone for temple business whenever possible. If a matter requires in-person attention, please contact our staff in advance before coming to the building. We appreciate your help in keeping our entire Temple Emeth community safe. Finally, remember to keep the weekly email you receive Thursday in your inbox all week long. It has the login codes for all the week's Zoom programming. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Alan. While Alan was giving the announcements, I put on my Camp Harlem swag. I also have a Camp Harlem 5-year faculty t-shirt, but it's short sleeves, and it's kind of cold here in the sanctuary. So I went with the sweatshirt. It does say Temple Emeth and Camp Harlem, 2 places, 1 people, and it'll be the perfect thing for when I reintroduce Corey to introduce our video in just a minute. But before we do that, we conclude our service with the Friday night Kiddush. So you can find the Kiddush on page 6 of Mishkan Tefillah for Youth. And we're going to turn the camera on now on Beth and Kate Pasquarello to lead the Kiddush.
Like wine, Shabbat is sweet. We lift this cup to celebrate the love of family and the love of living. We sing the Kiddush and taste the wine to remind us that Shabbat is a day of sweetness and love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagam.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho behava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mikadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Well, as we conclude our service, I want to invite you to do 2 things simultaneously in the comment section of the live stream. One is to wish your fellow worshipers Shabbat Shalom if you haven't had a chance. And maybe you want to say Yasher Koach to Adam Cohane, our song leader for this evening. But also, if you have any connection to Camp Harlem, perhaps you spent time at Camp Harlem, perhaps a child or a grandchild of yours spent time at Camp Harlem. Maybe you went for Rookie Day or a Taste of Camp Harlem weekend or some kind of retreat at Camp Harlem. Go ahead and put that in the comments section too, so that we have a sense of how Camp Harlem touches the lives of the many people who are watching our live stream this evening. And with that said, we're going to go back to Corey, who is going to just tell us about the video that we're about to watch.
Hi. Thank you so much. I want to wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to provide a little bit of my perspective, a sort of a grown-up perspective on camp and its value. But there's nothing better than the camper perspective. And I see no better way to sort of bring in Shabbat than to just hear from sort of the words of these amazing kids about their Camp Harlem experience. So I hope you enjoy the video, and certainly if anyone's considering camp or have questions about camp, you know, whether it's was never a glimmer in your eye or whether you know eventually your child will get there, please don't ever hesitate to reach myself or any other member of the Camp Harlem staff. You know, talking to families is one of the things we enjoy most as part of our work.
Ask us questions. It's stressful. Where is this going to be shown? This is my first year.
I've spent 6 summers at camp.
This is my second year at camp. This is my third summer. It's like my 10th day here. Yeah, it's like I'm new here. You should come to camp because it's fun. Your bunkmates become family. Exciting. Councils are really nice. The food is great.
When you're at camp, you meet a lot of new people.
Near the end of the school year, I'm like, I can't wait to go to camp. I can't wait to go to camp. I really want to go to camp. The swing was really fun today, actually. He went like really high. I went the highest point. Today, I climbed the tower. I did soccer and now I'm doing rollerblading. Rollerblading's like the funnest sport I've actually ever done other than soccer. Like that child over there, she's climbing a wall. That's what we have here. Your counselors are kind of like your parents for this month, except they're like not as strict and they're like more fun.
There are bunks there, and like someone will either live on top of you or on the bottom of you.
They will live on you.
They will live on you.
There's awesome counselors. You get to sleep in a bunk with all your friends that you make, and we have great services. We have a chapel on the hill, chapel in the woods. We have adventure. We have something called the swing. There's a zip line. We have a farm. We have chickens and goats, and we also have basketball. We have frisbee, ultimate frisbee. We even have a play yearly where we're doing Beauty and the Beast this time. It's different every year. It's so great. Everything's fun at camp. Making new friends like Ron.
Trying new things, and also what he said.
Camp is an experience that you'll never forget. You should come.
Well, thank you to Corey Miller and the staff of Camp Harlem. I hope you enjoyed that video. And this concludes our service, so please turn to the people near you or enter into the comments section our greeting as we conclude our service. Shabbat Shalom.